If the FRS is rockin', don't come a knockin'. Welcome back, Modified Crew. I'm your daily driver. Yes, I am your daily driver, Mark Herman. And today, my car has a squeak. And we have to find out if this squeak is a big problem. Yes, so we are gonna dive in and find out what the issue is. And hopefully, it doesn't turn into a bigger, more expensive problem on this car. So stay tuned. We're getting started right now. It's a new day. When I was driving the car around, I was getting some really bad squeaking on the rear passenger side of the car. It sounds like suspension because as the vibrations were going, it was squeaking really bad, and I don't want to be driving around and something fall off. And with salvage cars, these are things that can happen. You don't know what the previous owner did. When you have these details pop up as you start driving your salvaged vehicle, it's very important that you pay attention to them, because if you neglect something, even as small as a squeak, it could turn into a big issue, and you need to resolve them as soon as possible before they turn into a bigger problem. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull it apart. I'm gonna see if the top bolts that hold it in are good, and then also I think I saw a loose rubber piece, so I might take off the rear wheel and then just inspect the whole suspension part. So let's go ahead and take care of that right now. This is a little hard to see, but if you look right here, this is a rubber piece that would prevent any sort of, sound vibration or anything like that. But as I'm looking, the spring is actually shifted off the top hat area and it's off to the side. This is what I'm talking about. If I would have ignored this, it's hard to see, but this is the spring. This is where the top hat is. This is the other inside of the spring. It should be over here, right? Nope. So if you ignore this, this is obviously going to turn into a bigger problem. I'm going to go and I'm going to grab a spring compressor, go and put it back on. If it continues to be an issue, I'll just go ahead and replace the whole assembly. People are selling the used ones all the time because everybody's modifying this, but we're going to go ahead and fix it, and hopefully that'll resolve the issue. I got to go grab my spring compressors from storage, and we'll go ahead and get this resolved as soon as possible.
A few moments later.
All right, so I'm back. I got my spring compressors out of storage. Sorry about the bad lighting, guys. I'm working in the dirt under a tree. So anyways, basically a good rule of thumb is if you ever need a tool, you're gonna need it again most of the time. If you're a hobbyist like I am, things are gonna happen more than once. Typically just buy the tool. You can get them from Harbor Freight, Amazon, eBay. You can get them for a good price. And if you're willing to do the work, it'll actually be less expensive to buy the tool and the parts and do the work than pay somebody else. So buy the tool. If you can't, you can always rent them from, let's say, AutoZone or Pep Boys or anything like that. So that's just something to keep in mind. Let's go ahead and get this fixed, and hopefully it stays that way.
Reaching up from the ground, trying to not think about you, whilst you're in my mind, screaming loud. Still so lost, scared to find reasons to not be without you. Wish I could hide my head in the clouds. You came out searching for a reason, came out looking to throw me around, but I'll be holding on forever. If only this time you would have to burn me down. I crumble deep into the feeling that you leave me to drown. Yeah, I'm still holding up together. If only this time you would have to burn me down.
Got it down, we got it installed. I checked both sides of the rear and they're both installed and look good. Now the only thing is, I'm not sure. I've never had an FRS, so maybe some of you guys might know. Do you think that this car is stock height? I know it looks like it's got oversized wheels and all that, but it's hard to tell if it's been lowered. The springs weren't tight in the top hat area or with the shocks. Now, I've removed springs before, but it's been a long time. So I'm not sure if, you know, like when they're taken off and whatnot, that they're going to be loose, or if maybe it has some lowering springs and that's what's leaving the gap. So I was just curious if you guys know if it's stock or what could have caused that. Anyways, the thing is, it's important that you tend to these issues. It cost me literally zero money, and 5 minutes recording time takes more. So let's just say 5-10 minutes of my time to go ahead and take care of that. So let's go ahead and take the car for a test drive, see how it feels, see if our squeak is gone. I mean, that's a pretty big deal, and I'm sure that's causing the squeak, but it may not have been the issue. It doesn't look like the suspension had been removed. Everything was super tight on it. There's little indicators of like the bolts have not been done. There's a thing called torque seal that shows if something's been torqued down, and you know, there's a line, it's like that little paint on there. So, you know, those are indicators of things been changed or been taken off and removed. So I don't know why there's spanners in the back, but it doesn't look like the suspension in the back's been removed. So we're gonna go ahead and take the car for a test drive and see how it works. It is a stick and I have a camera. Also, I'm running no plates. I do have my moving thing, but I don't want to get rolled holding a phone camera thing, so it's important that we exercise caution. So let's go ahead and get up on it. Also, the TPS sensor for whatever reason popped on. I did check the tire pressure, it seems fine. So odds are maybe one of the sensor's batteries went ahead and died, unfortunately. So let's go ahead and take this thing for a ride. All right. Squeak, that's a good sign. And I've only gotten what, 100 yards or so, but before I couldn't go 5 feet without hearing it. Nice. This is my passion. If I can help other people with my passion, you know, we're all a community, and that's important to me. Is because I want to know the things that I know. If there wasn't people that sat there and took the time to hone my skills and just sit there and teach me. I know it's hard to work on cars and teach somebody at the same time because it can be frustrating. Sorry for the exhaust, but you know, that's why it's important that I kind of give back to you guys, you know, the things that I've learned through trial and stuff. And I know that there's all these channels out there that glorify how easy it can be, but there's a lot of trials and, you know, difficulty that comes with it. So I want to show you guys the inside scoop on, you know, how to overcome these obstacles. It's not all fun, and I wish I could paint it all fun. I'm sure that adds to the entertainment value, but I want you guys to gain something from this channel as well. So everything seems to be driving good. One of the other updates is I went ahead and checked with the CHP office. I got my appointment and they said you have to have all your receipts for all the parts you've changed with VIN numbers on it. So they're cracking down on cutting chop shops out and stolen parts out of the, you know, the used market. And I get it. I mean, it sucks for some of us because, you know, those deals are great for a reason, you know? And it also sucks because even if you're buying your parts off eBay, some of these guys don't even provide VINs and you have to go back and ask for them, which is what I had to do. But you want to make sure you have everything with you, because if you go there and mess up on your appointment or late or whatever, imagine waiting another 4 to 6 weeks. And I mean, you have to go back and forth to the DMV for moving permits. It's just a headache. So I'm trying to get you guys informed with all this information prior to going in and buying a car. That way you know what you're getting yourself into. You can streamline the process, you can make your appointments ahead of time, and you're not going into it blind. Car is driving great, I'm super happy. So anyways, that's the update. I'm gonna keep videos coming out, but I just wanna let you guys know where that stands. The only time's gonna tell if that's gonna come out, and if so, then I'll replace it. But if I replace it and then I find out the car's lowered and I have the same spring, I need to find another solution. So we'll continue to work on that. That's gonna be it for today's episode. As a good lesson that we learned from today's episode, it pays off to pay attention to these little details. Little details add up to a better car. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.
Searching for a reason.